All right. We are live. It is Monday morning quarterback. And by the looks of my hoodie, because of what I'm wearing, can we guess the outcome of that Giants and
Well,
Panthers game?
I am wearing the hat. I'm wearing the
You can
particular hat
briefly,
too, Joseph.
you can vaguely kind of
You,
etch it out,
you
kind of,
know, yeah,
yeah.
a little bit. A little bit.
You're warming up. You're warming up. Look, I'm telling you, dude. This is it. This is the turning point of the season. They're going to go on an historic run, and
Yeah,
they're gonna
okay,
win the division.
okay. They can't even lose right, for Christ's sakes.
I'll tell you, man. It was an ugly game.
It was it was a win, but it was an ugly win.
What did I do earlier yesterday? Oh, I had to watch. I told you I had to watch a movie because I was doing some type of review discussion later on in the day, like
Yeah, yeah,
4.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So I had to miss part of the game, dude. When I turned it on, I was 5-3. I'm like, what is this? A fucking baseball game?
That's what Bob Papa said. That when they got the when Carolina got the safety, they said Carolina with the 2-run homer.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? So, look, they came out, they won. I actually picked them to win. I honestly don't. I got to go back and I don't know if I give my reason why. I want to go back and watch last week's episode that we did, but I did pick the Giants. I don't know. I don't know what led me to pick them, but anyway, I'm glad I did.
I picked
You went.
Carolina because I thought because the offensive line is so bad, the
I
defense
know.
looked weak. Carolina's offense is so much better. And then the New York Jets, Sam Donald showed up yesterday.
Yeah, and I think that's why I went with the Giants because I feel like Darnold has been regressing. He's not the same. He
Well, he
doesn't
has
seem to
10
be the
interceptions
same.
already this year in 7 games.
Right. He doesn't seem to be the same quarterback or being. He's not. They're not the same team they were when they were 3-0. And granted, they
Well,
beat
they're
some.
missing McCaffrey.
They are missing McCaffrey, and I think that might have been why another reason
I
why
think that's why
picked
too. And I should have reconsidered my pick last week to go with the
No,
Giants.
dude, you weren't wrong
That.
going. You weren't wrong if you picked the Panthers to win. I was even though I picked the Giants to win, I was very shocked, especially by the
Although
score.
I was right on the over under.
Right? Yeah, I didn't think
I
it
did take
was
the
going to be.
under in that game.
I didn't think it was going to be a high scoring game. The Giants also have
I
way
didn't
too.
think so either.
The Giants have way too many offensive pieces missing. The fact that they even put 25 on the board.
That's shocking enough that they actually cracked 20 plus.
And I don't know if you got to see the play. I got to see a lot. What do you call it? Live time. The Pettis throw to Daniel Jones.
I saw the highlights of that. What a fucking catch!
Odell Beckham, who he did.
That's what they're saying in Cleveland right now.
Yeah, that's true.
And we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but so I'm not gonna lie though. I do like trick plays. I do want to just talk about that play for 1 second because I watched. Not only did I watch it live, but I also watched it on several highlight plays. I like trick plays. I like when the offense is trying to make it fresh. The offensive play calling is doing something different. Flea flickers, having your halfback or even your wide receivers or tight ends throw the ball. Great.
You mean like Derrick Henry throwing a touchdown pass yesterday?
Exactly. I don't mind it, but notice how wide open. What do you call it? Tannehill was actually wide open, but he went over the middle to another wide open, I believe, tight end for National Tight End Day. Coincidentally, my problem with that play is that you have your star quarterback, right?
Mhm.
I say star loosely, but you know what I mean. You're basically your playmaker. Let's be honest. He's when
Wait,
he's
who are
on
we talking
the field.
about? Tannehill? Or are we talking
About Jones. I'm talking about Jones. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I didn't. So your star, pretty much the guy that gives you a chance to win the most right now, especially with all your other pieces out, Galladay, your Saquon's out, and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is 2 weeks removed from being concussed.
That's what I'm saying. Just off of
you hung him out to
protocol.
dry with that, not because you're a receiver. He kind of got hit on that play. Not to mention, he's extending himself with his throwing arm.
But plus, he was running also. I mean, he was actually the lead rusher again yesterday too.
Yeah,
I mean,
that I don't mind because he has the mobility and he has the legs to do it. I'm not saying that he can't be the quarterback that they expect him to be, but when you're hanging him out to dry with that type of pass where he kind of got hit afterwards, and obviously he came up. He's fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad. It ended up being a good play. It was a 16-yard pass, but I don't know I don't know. I'm just saying, your quarterback's your quarterback. He's not, I don't think a quarterback in this league is meant to be a wide receiver or should be in that play. If it's a wide open touchdown pass where there's nobody near him, sure, of course.
I don't like when quarterbacks become blockers doing a run.
I don't mind that, dude. You're whatever. But look, let's go to that Super Bowl play. What the Eagles did against the Patriots with was it Ertz? Not Ertz. Who threw the ball? I forgot who threw the ball. No, it wasn't Ertz. Ertz was the tight end.
Wasn't Ertz.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Threw the ball to the quarterback, and that was a great play because it was a surprise, but at the same time, whatever. You didn't hang him out to dry where he could get hurt, and like I said, on top of which, Jones just missed almost a whole game because he got leveled. He came back to play the following week, which I still think was a mistake. But
yeah, that was a dumb move.
Yeah.
By
so great look. Great highlight. Don't get me wrong. I loved it when it first happened, but watching the highlights a couple of times after the fact, especially this morning, I'm like, they kind of like, that was a risky move, I think.
Let me ask you a question.
Do it.
So, listen to the game. I got to listen to it on Odyssey, which used to be radio.com.
Yeah.
So I get to listen to FAN version of the game. And Carl Banks and Bob Papa were talking about this, and Carl Banks brought this up a lot yesterday, that, you have Kyle Rudolph there, you have Ross and Ingram and all them.
And Slayton. Slayton's back too.
Didn't Jones look a little bit better knowing he threw to more than just Sterling Shepard?
Yeah, look,
every fucking play.
That always.
And I really wish Jones will utilize that he has more than one target on the field. It seems like when Sterling Shepard's on the field,
yeah,
that's it. He just, it's kind of like when Eli used to throw to Victor all the time. And it's like, all right, you have other guys than Victor there, and he just kept throwing to Victor, and he's doing next. I mean, it's the same thing.
I think all quarterbacks, and don't forget Amani Toomer, all quarterbacks have that go-to guy, especially on third downs. And Sterling Shepard, before he got hurt, was that guy, was that short-handed guy. I get what you're saying, but you do need, and the Giants need to there's two things that he needs to do. Not only spread out the ball, right? Definitely got to spread out the ball. You have obviously other guys. You got CJ Board, or I think it's CJ. You have Board. Obviously, Kadarius, what do you call it? Tony was
Tony's out now because
he's
of
out.
the injury.
Yeah, but before that, he wasn't being utilized in their first few games. So I think you do need to spread the ball out more. But the other thing is too, and a lot of people are saying that he's guilty of doing, he doesn't look the defense away. Like he's all right. So pre-snap, you already have it predetermined that you're going to throw to, let's say, Sterling Shepard or Slayton, right? The problem is he's not looking the defenses off. And they're reading him. So they already know by his eyes and the way he's looking or the direction he's looking that this is where it's going to. And that is another thing that Jones has to refine and perfect.
Right.
There's other, you got to survey the field.
But like here, like if you look at receptions yesterday, right? Slayton had 5 for 63.
Yeah.
Ingram, unbelievable 6 for 44.
Yeah.
Way to go, Evan.
Yeah.
Thank you for holding on to the ball. We appreciate it.
Pettis as well.
Pettis had 5 for 39.
Yeah.
Ross had 2 for 27. Here's my problem. Kyle Rudolph, 2 for 8.
Yeah.
Why can't he use Rudolph more as a target?
I think they need to start. I mean, I know Ingram is their big guy, and that's the one they really want to get. They've been wanting him to get the ball moving and go in the direction.
Right. I mean, if you're going to that guy who has a history of drop passes.
I mean, he went 6 for 8. I don't know if those two, because he was targeted 8 times. I don't know if it was if he dropped any or they were just uncatchable. But
I think one was overthrown. I don't know about the second one.
Okay.
But I guess he went the Featherstone way. He jerked off an elephant and he was was able to hold on to the ball.
There was one because there's nine targets with Slayton, and he only got 5. But there was one deep pass that he was wide open, would have scored a touchdown, but Jones overthrew him.
And then Rudolph, but one of the passes to Rudolph though was a touchdown, but they called it back because they said he was out of bounds. But that's what I'm saying.
2 targets, two catches, 8 yards. I get what you're saying. You got to utilize him a little bit more.
That's
I agree.
what I'm saying. I mean, you bring this guy in. He's like the prototype, Travis Kelce type one tight end that you like to have on the field. He doesn't utilize him. That's why I wish Daniel Jones would do now. He threw the ball around and he spread it out to more than one target.
Well, you also have to do that. Well, your playmakers out like Galladay, all right? Galladay being out, right? Tony out now, who was proven that you got to give him the ball as well.
Oh, yeah.
There's other pieces that are out, you have to go with. You have to throw to guys like Pettis and John Ross. I also, after that what is it? When did they win? Week 7? So when they won week 5. After that week 5 win, I was just like, yeah, you got to get him the fucking ball. The guy's a speedster. Like he could be a deep threat, but I don't know. I honestly don't. We got to see more of him.
I know. Is Jones's arm strength not good enough though to throw that deep? I mean,
I think so. I think he's actually, he's touted as having one of the stronger arms in football. I'm not saying the strongest by any means, but I think he's above average with that. With maybe I don't know about accuracy.
He has to utilize that more and try. I mean,
well,
like I said, I like the fact that this game though he surveyed the field a little better and well.
The other thing is too, though, Mike,
I hate to give credit to the offensive line for being decent this game, but
and I mean,
you gotta give him credit because Carolina's defense. I don't know what happened to it, but it was supposed to be top notch.
I'll tell you this though, the line for what it was. I mean, it was a bunch of patchwork. You had another guy go down, so they had to move one over from the tackle to the guard. I don't know what exactly it was, but you had guys playing positions that weren't used to it. So. Why do I hear an echo? I just heard myself for a second. Okay, well, good. So they did a really good job, but that was another point that I wanted to bring up. We were talking about how Jones doesn't survey the field, and he's got the pre-snap ball's going to go to Galladay or whoever that they're going to design to throw, and he just looks in that one direction. The other thing is too, most times he's not even given enough time to survey the field and see who else is open because the fucking defensive, one of the DBs or one of the linebackers are coming and fucking are in his face about to sack him. So that's another thing that Jones, I think Jones, if given enough time, if the line can hold for a little longer, this is what we're going to get from Jones. And granted, he only threw for just over 200 yards. He had the touchdown, not a bad completion and attempt percentage. And of course, that highlight catch showing he's an athlete. Do I agree with that play call? Probably not. But Jones proves all the time he's an athlete, and he's going to be he's going to give that extra mile to for this team to win. Now, I don't know how it stands at 2-5. I mean, I still don't think they're going to be able to touch the Cowboys and what the Cowboys are doing in that division. And with the other teams in the league, especially in the NFC conference, I don't see them even getting a wild card. But at this point, like, what do the Giants do now at the trade deadline? I heard Ingram is a name that they're throwing around as a possible, just to get something to improve the team in the future.
But let me ask you this. Would you trust Dave Gettleman at the trade deadline right now, the way things are going?
Why? Because you think he's like, fucking, I'm going to sabotage? Because
I'm saying, why would you have this guy do your trade deadline when you know he might be fired at the end of the season?
Because this is his job still. It's still his job, and other teams are going to look at that. Do you think about it? If he does get fired from this job, right? I'm assuming he's going to want a job somewhere else. Why put on your resume, another shit move? I don't think so. And look, I don't think it's going to be strategic. I think it's basically just going to say, look, we are what we are. We're 2-5. I don't know if they're ready to throw the towel in just yet. They do have that extra game. It's just that they're in a division right now where the Cowboys are running away with that division.
Nobody's stopping the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to be like the 15-2 or 14-3 team that doesn't get the first round bye because Arizona's playing like a fucking monster right now.
I mean, you got a couple of monsters in the NFC. You got Arizona, you got LA, the Rams, that is, and you got the Bucks, dude. And also, don't forget, you can't count out the Packers either. Like these are
the Packers
teams.
only lost that one game in week 1,
Yeah.
and then everybody thought everything was going hell in a handbasket, and then Aaron Rodgers like, okay.
That's why I'm saying I think right now at this stage, because the Giants basically dug themselves in a hole early this season, this is what it is. So it's Gettleman and the front office of the Giants have to have a decision to make. Are they going to be sellers, which I'm assuming they are, to add some pieces, to add some picks for next year, and hopefully this time finally go and get yourself some fucking help in the offensive line. And we'll see what happens. But look, 25-3, a win. Like I said earlier,
A win is a win, even though it wasn't a pretty win.
It wasn't a pretty win, but the defense did a great job. Ojulari, their rookie, what do you call it, linebacker that they drafted, 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss. He was a fucking beast coming after Darnold and who else came in after that? Walker. It was Walker, right?
Yeah, PJ Walker.
Yeah. So, they made it uncomfortable for the Carolina quarterbacks. They really did. And, Darnold, as I said, does not look the same as he did those first 3 games of the season. I don't know. I don't know if it was the opponents they were playing. I'm not about to go look back and see who they beat. But my point is that's why I think I picked the Giants. Besides that, McCaffrey being out, I felt like the Giants defense hopefully could hold, and the Giants offense can do something. And, they did. They put together a couple of a few touchdowns, and you got Booker had a touchdown, Jones had a touchdown, and then of course Graham Gano, dude. I mean, that one miss he had because they fucking jinxed him, when he was going, I think, for like 20 straight or something like that.
Well, they said he broke the Giants record with most 50-plus yard field goals at 10 now.
Yeah, no, Graham Gano, what a reliable leg, dude. Seriously, and I'm glad we got him.
And the funny thing is, he used to be a Panther.
Yeah, he used to be a Panther. Yep. Used to be a Panther. What's up, bro?
Hey, there he is. Here.
What's going on, guys? All
right, you're just in time because we're just finishing up. We were just praising, what the Giants defense was able to do against that Carolina line, especially with the rookie linebacker Ojulari. Jabril Peppers had a sack. Bradbury had that interception. So they did fairly well. They got the job done. It wasn't a pretty win, but a win is a win. Yeah. All right. That being said, let's go on to the games of the week. There was a few of them. There was a few of them that were really, really good. I mean, Giants beating the Panthers. I almost kind of want to. I wouldn't put that as a game of the week because, like I said, it wasn't a pretty win. But I'll start with you, Juwaan, because you just came in. What's your game of the week?
Game of the week is the top 5, 2 of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league today, and that was the showdown between Lamar Jackson and who will be the king of the NFL very soon, Joe Burrow.
Really good game.
Oh, you mean the most overrated quarterback that played against Joe Burrow?
You're crazy, dude.
Dude, I swear to God, as soon as I took away the overrated, he became fucking overrated again.
No, I wouldn't
From
say
my
that.
mouth to God's ears. I even picked both of them last week.
The Bengals defense just proved that they're a solid team. And this team basically proved that they are a force to be reckoned with. I was watching Good Morning Football on NFL Network early this morning, and they basically broke it down. Their 2 losses were on bizarre plays. Their 2 losses came by a field goal in bizarre circumstances. Joe Burrow had three interceptions in a row to give the ball away. That was their loss to Chicago.
Mhm.
And the Packers, they had the game winning field goal missed, right? And then the Packers, remember Crosby was having his issues earlier as well. And then Crosby finally ended the game on a field goal. So they could have easily been 7-0 along with the Arizona Cardinals. This Bengals team is for real.
No, this Bengal team is for real, and the whole thing is, and like I said, I'm putting him back in. I'm putting him back in the fucking in the slot again. He's the most overrated quarterback in football.
I wouldn't go that far. You also think the same thing of Derek Carr, but yeah.
No, actually, Derek Carr is starting to look impressive now that John Gruden's gone. Stop shaking your head over there in the middle. Lamar Jackson sucks. He doesn't.
Those are strong words.
What do you base
whatever I said last week about Lamar Jackson, I take back.
Well, what are you basing it off of, though? I don't understand.
You got your ass kicked by Joe fucking Burrow. That's what happened.
That's not
Aaron Rodgers almost had that.
That's not a disgrace. That's
Aaron Rodgers. First of all, Lamar Jackson does. It's not
bad.
But
Lamar Jackson's supposed to be the everything over here. You know.
He does not play defense.
He only put 17 points on the fucking board.
He does not play defense. And again, Aaron Rodgers almost
17 points, you know.
I will say this.
Lost to Joe Burrow.
I will say this though, and if in all fairness, and there's another thing that was being said by the commentators and the analysts, Lamar Jackson didn't look very Lamar Jackson. He was 15 for 31. That's below 50%. He had 250 over 250 yards. He threw a touchdown. He also had almost 100 yards on the ground, but he did not. That defense just shook him up.
To me, you do not judge a quarterback week to week.
Yeah,
because circumstances change. You judge them for an overall season, and he's having an overall phenomenal. I mean, you wouldn't look at Patrick Mahomes this season and go.
I was just about to say that.
Judge him by that.
No. Patrick Mahomes is just having a really bad season this year. That's all I'm saying. He's having a really bad season.
Lamar's having a really good season, and he had a bad game. Yeah. Russell last year had an amazing season and then had a really bad string of games, and then they did not make the playoffs.
Yep.
All I'm saying is Lamar Jackson, I don't know what about him is overrated. Because no one puts him in the top 5 in the NFL outside of me. No one puts him top 5 quarterback. So
maybe Stephen A. Smith, because Stephen A. Smith loves Lamar Jackson.
I don't even think Stephen A. would put him in top 5.
I'll tell you the same thing I tell my dad. This is why I don't watch any of those sport channels. I don't, because it's like what they say, they go off very much what the quarterback or what a team does in that day. They change week to week. I don't go week to week. Circumstances change too much to put Lamar in top 5, and then next week he's bottom 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, I go overall body of work. He had a horrible game. No problem. Let's see how he responds.
Yeah. No, I agree. And as much, and Mike, I'm not really a fan of Lamar. I'm not. But he has had a good season so far. It was just, he had a bad game. And that defense, and the Bengals have proven, look what they did to Herbert and the Chargers. They've proven that. You're going to say Herbert is overrated? No.
No, because I don't think Herbert is overrated. I think Herbert, I said it last year, 3 to 5 years.
But he lost to Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
I'm curious. I just want to know, what about Lamar to you is overrated? Is it his game? Is it the hype? What about him is overrated?
I think it's everything. I think he's overhyped. I think he's being pushed into a category where you have so many other quarterbacks that are better than him.
Okay.
I mean, you're touting this guy as the next coming, and he's not.
But he's
Pat Mahomes got to 3 AFC championship games and won a fucking Super Bowl and went to another one the next year, got screwed by Lamar Jackson that 1 year 40 MVP when he should have got it.
What?
Yep.
What were the stats that year?
I can pull up the stats.
Do I look like the Elias Sports Bureau to you? That's your job.
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
Do you think Joe Burrow is a potential top 5 quarterback?
Absolutely.
Do you think Justin Herbert is a potential top
Absolutely.
5 quarterback? neither one of them yet have MVP seasons. Lamar does. Even
Well,
if
let's see,
Justin's
in his second. Justin's in his second year,
How long you think? Lamar
and Burrow only played what, less than a half a season last year before he got injured.
Very fair.
Can't prove shit on that.
But how long do you think Lamar's been in the league? He's only been in the league 3 or 4 years. Herbert's been in there too.
But according to everybody on fucking ESPN and NFL Network, this guy should be going to the Super Bowl every fucking year.
Yes. First of all, you have to give him credit. He came into the league with everyone saying he can't throw a football. Can't throw a football to save
Which he can. We know he can.
We've seen him mature into a pocket passing quarterback. I think Lamar Jackson right now, his accuracy and his ability to throw is better than anything Cam Newton has ever done.
I'll take that. I will say that.
All right, that I'll give you because Cam was.
But Cam was a bona fide MVP who went to a Super Bowl, and you're saying that's the credentials.
Yeah, went to Super Bowl and then shit the bed.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're gonna say this guy is so fucking good and he can't even get his team into the fucking championship game.
But remember, it's not always one guy, dude. It's a team thing.
No, time out, Joe. That's okay though. If that's how you feel, I will accept that with nothing else to say. But you cannot move the goalpost if he makes it to a Super Bowl. It does not matter if he wins it. If he makes it, you cannot move the goalpost because you're saying that's your requirement.
No. They're saying that he's so fucking good that he should win the Super Bowl.
Right.
You can't even get to the AFC Championship game with this fucking guy.
But if he does, what will you say then?
Win the Super Bowl. I want him to I want him to win the Super Bowl. If you're going to put him in the same category as Patrick Mahomes, who went in his first year to the championship game, second year won it, and third year got lost because of horrendous situation. That's what you got to prove to me.
But I'll just say this, and I'm sorry, Joe. I feel like I'm hijacking. I apologize. I just
no.
I always grade it like this, right? I don't grade a quarterback all the time by team success, and the reason I don't do that is Phillip Rivers is a phenomenal quarterback. I cannot blame him that they lost to Tom Brady, and Tom Brady is the reason why Phillip Rivers does not currently have a ring. Phillip Rivers
But Rivers went to the Super Bowl one time already.
No,
because he was in the same league as the Patriots and Tom Brady.
His best year to go was the year New England knocked him out. That was his best year. He has never been to a Super Bowl. He's also never been to more than one AFC Championship game. And you can make a case that's a Hall of Fame career that man's sitting on.
True.
So all I'm saying is
the only thing I didn't like about Phillip Rivers was he was a cocky son of a bitch, though.
But that's what I loved about
him. Remember that game when they played the Giants and they knocked and I think they knocked the Giants out of the playoffs?
Who didn't?
Well, he was with the Chargers.
Right.
And, he beat the Giants and he had this fucking look on his face at the end of the game like, I want to smack you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. Dude, I'm looking at his stats. I mean, he's only been in the league 4 years. He's only had 3 full seasons, right?
How many has Patrick been in? 5?
I think
4.
Almost 4. I think 4.
Yeah, I think
I think
5. I think 5. I think Patrick's been in the league a year or two more than Lamar.
Well, his first year he sat behind Alex Smith, so that doesn't count.
Well, he didn't do it all season. Remember, Alex got knocked out towards the end of the season. Pat filled in.
Yeah, he only played one game in his first year, I think.
Okay.
All right. So when did he win the MVP?
Lamar?
2019?
Year 2. I think it was year 2 of his career.
Yeah, right, so it'd be 2019. Lamar.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so 2019. He threw
and that's the year Patrick went to the AFC Championship game and they lost to I think they lost to New England.
Yeah, but you can't bring up playoffs because the MVP is given for regular season, so they don't count playoffs.
So he won MVP. He started 15 games. He 3,100 yards, a little over 3,100 yards, 36 touchdowns, only.
You got Lamar number, right, Joe?
What?
You got Lamar for 2019. You're reading, right?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna look up for Patrick.
And then he also ran for over 1,200 yards with 7 touchdowns. That's his career. That's his career high.
Wait, say again his passing yards.
3,100.
And then say his rushing yards.
12.
That's why he got it.
Yeah. 1,200, 7 touchdowns on the ground, but also 36 touchdowns in the air with 6 interceptions.
That's why I got it. It's very. If you look at his year when he won MVP, it's very reminiscent of the year Cam won MVP. In a year where you could make a case, Aaron Rodgers should have won the MVP that year.
Yeah.
You could have made a very big case. So that's why I'm saying they reward you for the spectacular. Patrick just throws the football.
That was all career high. Career high. 1,200 yards is his career high, although he's got almost 500 so far this season alone on the ground. He's almost got 2,000 passing yards this season alone in 7 games. So he's probably going to break his career total. He's got only 5 interceptions.
How many touchdowns?
10.
Okay, wait. All right, so 2019 we're going by, right?
Yeah.
How many yards passing did Lamar have?
He's easily going to have less than Mahomes because Mahomes throws the ball. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
31-27.
40-31.
Yeah.
Yeah.
319 completions with 484 attempts. 26 touchdowns.
All right, so Lamar had more.
Let's see.
How many
only 5 interceptions.
Okay. You have 1 less than Lamar.
Only played 14 games, so he missed 2.
Less.
Yeah, that was the year where he had the concussion.
And his percentage was almost 66%, 65.9.
Okay. Yeah. So what I'm saying is the same reason Cam won it that year. What you're able to do on the ground and with your arm, they view that higher. It's a higher degree of difficulty. It
was combined, dude. He had a combined 43 touchdowns. 7 on the ground and 1 in the and 36 in the air, with only 6 interceptions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson doesn't have one receiver comparable to Kelsey and Hill.
No, well, no. Okay. Michael, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Tyreek Hill and Travis are like otherworldly. But let's not sleep on Hollywood Brown. That guy has more touchdowns just outrunning people. He's not even running better routes. He's just outrunning people for touchdowns. That kid Brown is supremely talented.
The only thing that slowed Brown down was Chipotle.
That was it. that was it. and the fact of, remember, he wanted to be traded because Lamar was rushing more than he was throwing. And then that's when Harbaugh, sat him down and got him to throw.
So then why doesn't Baltimore why don't the Ravens then go
and that's right. A.J. Brown was the one. I'm sorry. That was A.J. Brown was Chipotle. My fault. I'm sorry. Wrong game, wrong team. I'm sorry. But it was, you're right. Thanks for the clarification. You're right.
So then what did the
he also dropped it. Hold on. Go back
to get him more targets.
Really quick. Go back to Hollywood for a second. Hollywood does also drop some passes. He had that one game where he was just wide open passes in the end zone. So he's got to tighten those up a little bit too.
Yeah.
And that is easily. I'm not confusing him with AJ. But Mike, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
Why doesn't Baltimore then just get him more targets to work with? Instead of relying on his legs and like what Juwaan saying that, he's a pocket passer. Well, he has nobody to throw to be a pocket passer.
He does have people.
Just Hollywood.
He's got Mark Andrews. He's got Andrews.
But here's the thing: Baltimore is known for not doing that. Really, think about when Joe Flacco was there and they won the Super Bowl. You had a guy that was your punt returner. That was one of your biggest receivers, and Anquan Bolden. That was really it. You just had Ray Rice who could run the hell out of the football and manage the clock.
So he had a fucking defense with Ray.
In today's league, a good defense is dime a dozen.
Yeah.
The way the league is set up is so that everyone can throw for 5,000 yards.
Right, but what I'm saying though is Baltimore always had really good defenses throughout.
That's what Baltimore was
They
known
did,
for.
but
Yeah.
we also have to give Flacco a lot of credit. That Super Bowl was very high scoring. That Super Bowl wasn't 14-18 or 17.
Right.
That Super Bowl was in the 30s. Flacco had to throw all those touchdowns. So I'm saying Harbaugh is very much, I want my passer. So they don't put Lamar around a whole bunch of targets because Lamar is if I could run for that first down, I'm going to run rather than throw it. So it's like, well, I don't want to bring in Julio Jones and he gets 5 targets a game. You know what I'm saying? I want to surround the team with assets that best fit Lamar. And right now, Hollywood Brown to take the top off, and a Mark Andrews for your more your third downs and your goal line. So it works, is all I'm saying. But I don't think they're going to surround him with better talent outside of maybe the draft.
Mike, what are you going for game of the week?
I mean, it's tough because a lot of these games weren't even close.
There were a couple. There's one I can think of.
I mean, Falcons and Dolphins. I mean, really, you want to give Falcons and Dolphins a game of a week?
That's up to you. That's your choice. Who do you got? All right, you know what? You think about it. I'm going to go with mine. I'm going to go. You got to go Rams and Lions, and the reason why I say that is because of the matchup. It was, it was Stafford on his new team in his new home stadium playing against the guy he replaced. Obviously, Goff now with Detroit, Stafford's old team, and it was a good game. Obviously, Stafford and company came back and they actually won the game. Jalen had that huge interception at the end of the game because the Lions were driving, and the Lions actually probably almost came back and won.
Yeah. So
I thought, just not only because of what the matchup was, because it was Goff or Stafford, and because of the stakes that it was at, and you wanted to show up your old team if you're Goff. You're going back home, you're going back against an organization that basically dropped you, and like I said, he performed as expected. The Lions performed as expected. That's why I told Mike to take that. Even with the 16.5 spread, I felt like the Lions were going to keep this game close anyway, maybe even win it outright. But the Rams just proved that they do what it takes to win. I told you Stafford was going to be something special, and Cooper Kupp, top receiver in the league right now. Nobody thought you were going to have Cooper Kupp at number 1. Cooper Kupp is number 1. It's just what he's doing on that team is exactly what I felt the minute that Stafford was traded. What? No, he is.
Oh, you're saying statistically?
Statistically, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking about yards.
Cincinnati.
He broke. What was it? I think I was like Bobby Mitchell. Was that the name that they said from the Washington Redskins from the '60s? Within his first 7 games, the amount of yards he has, no other player in the NFL had that before that guy. So Cooper Kupp is running away with the ball, and Stafford is basically shows you how comfortable he feels on this new team, especially with the weapons he has. And I knew the way Stafford has been on the Lions, a team that just for years didn't care about winning, an organization just did nothing to help themselves or made bad moves. This is where he fits. Stafford's home, and it was a good game. So what do you got? So Mike, that being said, what's your game of the week?
You know what? I'm going to, I know it was a fucking blowout.
Yeah.
But I'm looking over the stats right now. I'll go Patriots winning by 41 over the Jets.
Unbelievable. Not only that, dude, but
Mac Jones, 24 for 36, 307 yards with 2 touchdowns. Damian Harris, 106 yards rushing on 14 carries for 2 touchdowns. J.J. Taylor with 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
But know what else?
I mean, they played the Jets. I know Zach Wilson got knocked out because of his knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
But still, putting up 54.
Yeah, and as of now, they're saying MRI confirmed it's just a minor PCL sprain or whatever it was in the knee.
I'm sitting them.
Yeah, they said 2 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, you gotta sit him. You gotta he's the future of your fucking franchise, and
the guy who came after him wasn't that bad. He wasn't that bad.
No, White.
He came in and threw for a touchdown.
Yeah, no, White didn't have a bad game. But I'll tell you one thing though, Belichick and the Patriots didn't let up. Even with the amount of lead that they had late in the game, they still threw the ball. They still went. Went for it.
here's the thing about that game.
Actually, Mike White went 20 for 32 with 202 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 2 interceptions, but still.
Yeah, but
not bad coming off the bench.
No,
Right.
not bad at all.
As much as I want to be happy about New England winning that game, it's more so just the idea of it's what you're supposed to be doing, but also Josh and Bill just have to learn. You can't be conservative with this kid. That's not the kind of kid this is. This isn't a kid that's just okay, so you can't really take chances. This is a kid that can air it out like this weekly, but you keep going so damn conservative that this kid's looking at you like 4th and 1 against Dallas. It's like, you won't let me go for it?
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Oh, wait,
I
are we talking about my boy Mac Jones?
The prodigy, yes, the prodigy.
Yeah, you could say the same thing for the Giants and what they're doing with Daniel Jones as well. They've had some close, 4th and 1s or whatever, and they're just putting the punt team or the field goal unit on because they just weren't trusting him.
To me, Joe, it seems like a Jones thing.
It could be a Jones.
If you set the offense where you spread it, right? You do the spread offense. No running back behind him, just him with the receivers spread out.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones and Mac Jones are so fucking deadly in that offense.
I know.
But for some reason, the team is just like, we're just gonna run it. I don't trust you.
Yeah, no, you know what? We're gonna go shotgun. This is what the Giants. This is the Giants' forte. This is what their MO is. We're gonna go shotgun halfback draw. It's like, it's 2nd and 9. It's coming. Halfback fucking draw.
3rd and 15. Shotgun handoff to Booker.
All right.
I've seen New England run it 3 times, and I'm like, you have to imagine the defense is expecting this. None of these runs went for more than 2 yards.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't understand.
I'll tell you one thing. I would have loved to see Steven Belichick's face during that whole fucking game.
It was normal. As someone who watched it, it was a normal face. Let's see.
So it's like,
Mike, what do you got for surprise of the week since you went last in game of the
oh
week?
God, you know who I'm picking.
I mean, I think it's obvious, but let's hear it. What do you got?
Joe, can I just read this off to you?
I mean, you got to be dramatic. You got to just drag it out. But
can I just read this off to you? I did a 16 parlay yesterday on DraftKings.
Yeah.
Green Bay with the money line hit.
Got it.
Giants under 43 hit.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona, who your brother said was the most scariest one of my picks, won by 26, covered 20 points. New England with the money line hit. Cincinnati underdog beating Lamar Jackson with the money line hit. Now, if I told you my last game was the Kansas City Chiefs playing Tennessee, you would think I actually have a damn good shot of winning this ticket, right?
Yeah.
Who would have fucking thought that they would only score 3 points?
No one.
Shock of the week. Even though I do respect Tennessee, I do respect Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry, but that was a shock. I mean, just to beat them by that many points.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too. The Titans, the Titans have shown that they could beat good teams.
No.
But like you said, it's the fact that they won 27-3. You basically they were outscored. What was it? The first time they were shut out in the first half. Well,
yeah.
I can't. What year was it? 2016. Since 2000, I can't remember the year it was. But to shut this offense out, it's one thing to win, but to win 27-3. I get it. I agree. I mean, I think this is the surprise of the week.
When we were talking with Mike yesterday, he said, I don't like Arizona with that 20 points.
Yeah.
I can see that. It's a little, it's Arizona, but we're playing the fucking Texans.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, and I even messaged you, I said, of all the teams that I had to get trouble with on this ticket, is the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yep.
If I said, okay, I'm scared that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to screw up my ticket, you would call me insane.
I would have.
But no, that was a shock. My God, Mahomes looked, oh God, he looked so bad yesterday.
He did. And it was Mike said he didn't touch the Chiefs and Titans game. But I had no problem picking Bengals money line.
Me neither on that one, Mike.
Yeah.
But
Juwaan, what do you got? Surprise of the week.
Joe, quick question though for you guys:
What's up?
Is this Andy Reid's farewell after the season?
No.
Do you think it's time for Andy Reid to retire and just hand it over to
the only way I would see that? The only way I would see that if he did it for health reasons, that would be the only way I'd see it. Yeah, I don't think. But I do want to ask this question. I was waiting to ask this question because I had a feeling one of you or me was going to bring up this game as surprise of the week because I think it's a no-brainer. What is this? Again, I know the Titans they've proven that they could beat good teams, right? And they got a stud at the halfback position. Tannehill, I think, is a little underrated or under the radar because Tannehill has proven that he can sling with the best of them.
I think Tannehill is very underrated.
Yeah, I don't think he's underrated. I think his biggest problem is he'll win this, and then he'll play Pat again in the playoffs and lose it. And it's like, well, those are the ones that matter, not these games. Like, these games are cool to build momentum and say, like, oh, we can do it.
Well, I mean, you're trying to get into the playoffs, though. I mean, it is good to win some games, Juwaan.
No. It is good, but I'm saying, like, I don't look at this and go, oh, well, I'm going to remember that they beat the Chiefs back in week 7. Like, no, to me, when you get to the playoffs is when you got to beat Baltimore, when you got to beat Cincy, where you got to beat the Chiefs. And when you do that, if Ryan Tannehill can take this team to the Super Bowl, I will never say another bad word about Ryan Tannehill. But the problem is he can't. It doesn't matter why. He can't.
My question, though, wasn't from the Titans side of the ball. My question is not only what's wrong with the Chiefs, but are the Chiefs digging themselves a hole that they can get out of? And I'm saying, like, we already talked about that division being stacked. That division is going to be tight, And what are they? They're 2-4?
3-4.
3-4. Is it 3-4?
Hold on.
They're 3-4. They can 100% dig themselves out of this hole.
Hold on.
Because I feel like every week what's happening, and this is what I'm trying to say, and I'll stretch it out a little longer. What I'm trying to say is I feel like every week, or should I say every Monday after a Chiefs loss, we keep saying, "Oh, it's the Chiefs. They're fine. They're fine. Mm-hmm. It's Patrick Mahomes. It's Chiefs. They're fine. They're fine."
They are 3-4.
At one point, what 3-4? Okay. At what point do you say there's something wrong with this team? They may. I don't know if they are fine.
I think it's the defense. I think the defense is your main problem.
Yeah, it could be their defense. But
the defense ain't stopping nobody. I mean, they lost 4 games. I mean, the defense is not holding up.
But their offense isn't also the heavyweight that it was. And I think that's the problem. Their defense relied on their offense for so long because, all right, we'll give up 28 points, right? But guess what? Our offense can score 48. But their offense isn't doing it. So I don't know.
I think that's what a lot of people still look at it as when they were down. I mean, when it was at halftime, it was like 21, I think, right?
You somewhere, I don't know. Sure. Yeah.
And
maybe down, but like I said, they were shut out. I don't know. But I just wanted to ask that question.
They did all this scoring in the first half, Tennessee. They didn't score anything in the second half. So Mahomes could have came back and won that game.
He could have. And that was the game that he normally does.
Mahomes could have came back and won that game.
Yeah.
Now 2 years ago, 27-0. You're like, Patrick's getting him a fucking spot.
Yeah, we said
now
they're
down 27-0. You're gonna go, oh shit, can they come back?
Exactly. We said that all the time. That it felt like Mahomes and the Chiefs needed to give the other team a fucking basically like a 20 spot before they actually kicked it into high gear. Now I feel like they're down,
you still got Tyreek Hill. You still got Travis Kelce. I mean, it ain't like he doesn't have the receivers. I think it's the offensive line now that's the problem.
Yeah, but my issue with Patrick Mahomes is this. He's only had a top 10 defense once, and it happened to be the year that they went to the Super Bowl last year. Their defense was really good. It's what got them to the Super Bowl. Problem this year is your offense cannot keep up with how quickly and efficiently the other offenses can score the football on that defense. But Andy Reid's never been a guy that could select someone that can give him a top 5 defense. In Philly, Donovan McNabb had T.O., and you had to just launch it to T.O. a lot. Even when he was coaching Alex Smith, those defenses were solid, but they were 100% bend but don't break. It's why when they played New England that year, they lost in a wild card round. The defense couldn't keep up with Brady. So all I'm saying is now you're asking Pat, who is taking a few hits, who is taking a few shots to the head, who's taking a few shots to the leg, you're asking him to do things he shouldn't have to do. Patrick Mahomes should be able to sit back, watch Tyreek Hill run past everybody, and just launch it. But as you said, the offensive line crumbles. He has to escape. He doesn't get good looks. Interception. So all I'm saying is, if they're 3-4, you said they're 3-4?
Yes, they are.
3-4.
They're 3-4. I look at the Chargers, who I'm still holding as my Super Bowl pick, and I look at the Raiders and I go, can they really keep that up? Can they? Because I've been seeing Justin Herbert. He's struggling right now.
I'll tell you one thing, though. The Raiders have been ever since this John Gruden thing. These last 2 games that I Gruden, they actually looked a lot better on the field than they do when Gruden was coaching.
I don't know. I look, the AFC, I feel like the AFC right now, you can say the same, even with Buffalo's loss, let's be honest, even that Buffalo loss, they did it to themselves. They had the chance to tie it. They went for the win. They came up short with the quarterback sneak. So I know it's a loss, but Buffalo could have done something more, but whatever. So I don't even really I don't hold them to the 2 losses that they have. But everybody else in the AFC has at least 2 losses. So there are a lot of teams that have given you that, okay, we're good, but then we'll lose to a shitty team, or we'll beat a good team. So there have been some inconsistencies. I get it. But the Chiefs have been the most inconsistent out of the teams that we would expect to be at the top right now. You got one game where Mahomes will give you 5 touchdowns, 4 in the air, 1 on the ground, or 5 in the air. And then you'll have this, and Chris Jones, one of their, called the DTs, the defensive tackles or whatever it is. He was a monster in the past. I know he was hurt. He was back. He's not giving you anything. So I don't know. I think Mike's right. There is problems obviously with the defense, but also, and as I said it and Juwaan said it, it's also because their offense can't catch up to what the defense is giving up.
Yeah, and it's something that people don't like. Casual fans don't pay attention to, but what is to the detriment of an offense and a defense is either one of the sides of the football being on the field too long.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's the idea of if Patrick is driving down the field just to get an interception, that's draining. You need to get some kind of points. And if the defense can't get off the field, it keeps Patrick in a hole, and it also tires them. So once you start running the football, you could do play action because they don't see it coming. They're huffing and puffing over there. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you know what? But the whole thing is, if you look at Kansas City's record with the 4 losses, now I could say, okay, if they were close losses, I could forgive all this, but the only close loss they had was week 2 against Baltimore. They lost by 1.
Yeah.
Everything else, they lost by 6. They lost by 18 to Buffalo. They lost, and they lost this game by 24.
Yeah.
The other loss to the Chargers was a 6-point loss.
What happened?
So we're not talking about 2 or 3 points here. They're losing by a significant amount of points.
What did you say,
Have they played the Raiders yet?
I'm sorry?
Did
they play the Raiders?
No, they're playing the Raiders. Give me 1 second.
Also, while you're looking that up, Mike,
November
Andy
14th,
Reid,
they're going to be at Las Vegas.
Okay.
And then December 12th, they'll be at Arrowhead.
Andy Reid is 1-8 career versus Tennessee. So that's just a team that he just can't play.
Very true.
That's another thing too. That's the worst versus his worst versus any franchise.
I'll say this to all the Kansas City fans: your best road to success right now is just winning your division, and that's very possible. You only played the Chargers once. You haven't played Denver yet. You haven't played the Raiders yet. So you got another Chargers game, which I told you, Joe, would be the one the Chiefs win. You just got to beat the Raiders twice. That's going to be hard. And beat Denver. So I'm like, you can just win your division and get a spot in. Obviously you have to win some of your other games.
The rest. I mean, for them to do that, Juwaan, it's not that hard.
Right.
I mean, here's who they got. They got the Giants.
Yeah.
Next week, Monday Night Football.
That's a win.
Green Bay the week after.
That's not a gimme. I
know.
wouldn't talk that up to Kansas.
Well, Mahomes
After
came
what
back
I saw
from
yesterday,
that.
no, this isn't a gimme now.
I was hoping. No, I mean, I never wish for anybody to be injured, but I was hoping that he was going to be possibly, a doubtful for the upcoming game against the Giants. But he's going to be fine. He's going to be good to go.
Then you got the Giants, Green Bay, the Raiders,
the
Cowboys, the Broncos, the Raiders again, the Chargers, the Steelers, and then Cincinnati, and then Denver. This isn't an easy schedule, though, for them to pull this off, Juwaan.
It's not an easy schedule. Denver right now is trending the other way. I thought Denver was going to be better, but they also played shitty teams in the beginning of the season. Right. So I don't know how Denver's going to stack up against them, but it is going to be a difficult road. But like Juwaan said, and it makes sense though too. I think that's their only shot to get to the playoffs anyway, is winning that division.
I mean, if you look at the Giants, I know we're going to go to the picks in a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at the way the Giants played the Carolina defense yesterday, and Carolina's supposed to have this really good fucking defense, Kansas City's defense isn't that good.
Yeah, but the Giants' offense isn't that good either. I mean, we'll get to that in a minute. But all right,
yeah.
Juwaan, surprise.
I'm sorry that we went long on that, Joe.
Surprise of the week.
Surprise of the week. I'm going to have to double down. It's probably going to be what Tennessee did, not because Tennessee won.
Yeah,
it's because it looked like Tennessee had stripped Kansas City's manhood. It looked as though Kansas City was just like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't have any answer for anything.
They didn't.
It was bad. It was one of those things to where I'm trying to think of what I can compare it to. It's probably the closest thing I can remember is Brady's last year in New England when Tennessee just hung it up on him. Where it was just like, oh, that's just a really sucky way.
You don't even have to go that far. You don't even have to go that far, dude. You can go as what do you call it? As more recent as the Super Bowl. That's what the Bucs defense did to the Chiefs. They were lost.
Yeah, but I at least could say, well, that's Brady hanging 30, 40 points up.
Okay.
Ryan Tannehill doing that is just like, well, that's a huge discrepancy in talent to where it's just like, well, if Ryan Tannehill can do that to you, there's a whole lot of quarterbacks at home like, oh, we got the Chiefs coming up. I know I could do that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm Derek Carr, if Ryan Tannehill did that, I'm definitely saying I could get 400 for sure. For sure. So it's just one of those things where it's kind of just like there's blood in the water now. If you're a team in the AFC, the road is as paved as it will ever be for the entire AFC now. There's blood in the water. There's blood in the water, and they smell it. They smell the hell out of it. So if you're Kansas City, you've now made the AFC very interesting.
I agree.
But you know what the sad thing is, and Joey, with Tennessee, aren't they more like the redheaded stepchild of the AFC though? Like they really look good, but nobody gives them the respect because one, they're not in a real major market, and like two, there's always that, like you said, Kansas City, and then you got, when Brady was in New England and all that going on. They're kind of like the second tier of what a good NFL team is supposed to be that can get into the playoffs. But then when you get to those top tier teams up against them.
I'll say this to what you're saying. The best comparison for Tennessee right now is this is the same way they treated Russ in Seattle when he took over. When he took over, it very much was when they beat New England. The whole "you mad, bro" Richard Sherman to Tom Brady after the game, running up to him. Everyone said, well, that's good, but to do more. So now you look at
what the hell just happened?
I don't know. That was weird. StreamYard.
Seattle had to keep that up, and then it's what gave them the name that they have today.
Right.
So if you're Tennessee, it's why I said this is cool, but no one around in media will care unless you can do this in the playoffs, and then everyone can go, well, no one can deny you anymore.
Right. Like I'm saying, like somebody like if the Giants or Dallas or the Chargers, they'll make major, headline news on everything.
Sure.
Tennessee basically made the Knoxville local local CBS station talk about them for 15 minutes last night.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. They, like they don't get talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of being, I mean, I'm not saying it's disrespectful, but and I know it's Ryan Tannehill. Everybody laughs at Ryan Tannehill too because he came from Miami with bad records. But yeah, he was a good quarterback with a bad team. Now he's a good quarterback on a good team.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
You know what I mean? There's a little more respect to Ryan Tannehill, what he did. I mean, instead of just treating it like, whatever.
You what, they'll view him as a top 10 quarterback if he can at least make a Super Bowl. If he can make a Super Bowl and then duplicate the season he's having now again next year, regardless if he wins the Super Bowl, you got to go, have a solid game. You lose by a field goal, who cares? Lose by a touchdown, who cares? But you have to come back and have an equally, if not better, year next year. Because remember, that's what Russ did. Russ had a good year, Super Bowl, won it, came back and had an even better year, and then just built on that.
And the same thing can go for Mahomes when he lost the championship game, came back, won to the Super Bowl, won it.
Yep,
same exact thing.
Well,
and then went back the next year and got into it again.
It also helps that his first official year he threw for 50 touchdowns. That's how you get.
That helps.
Yeah, that definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so not to be redundant, because both of you talked about the Titans and Chiefs game, I'm going to go, and this is one of the picks. The reason why I'm picking this game is not necessarily because the team won, but it's just how they did it, and and whatever. And I'm going to go Bengals and Ravens. I'm not surprised that the Bengals beat the Ravens, although I did pick the Ravens to win this game.
It's the way they beat them.
It's the way they did it, and it's the simple fact that historically the Bengals just don't do well against Baltimore. This is their largest victory in the history of the franchise against Baltimore. And Burrow just had a field day, 416 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had an interception. They had 2 rushing touchdowns on the ground, but their defense held Lamar Jackson and the Ravens to only 17 points. So it's not just because the Bengals won the game, but it's how they did it. And the Bengals just proven, and I was telling Juwaan, I don't know if you were on while we were talking about it, but I was basically telling Mike that I was watching Good Morning Football on the NFL Network early this morning before we went on. They basically did a breakdown of the Bengals and their schedule. And those 2 losses that they have, because they sit at 5-2, were by field goal, and they were by, just weird circumstances. The one was against the Packers, where, the kicker missed a field goal. We actually thought he got it because it hit the flag. And then Crosby, even though he missed a couple in that game, finally won the game. He kicked the game winner. Right. But then the game that they lost to against the Bears was also by field goal. And Burrow had 3 interceptions back to back to back. Just 3 straight interceptions to end that drive. So these were strange circumstances that led to those losses. So they could easily be 7-0 right now. That's how good this team is. And their defense is pretty good, especially what they did against the Ravens. So that is why I'm picking them. Why does this keep happening?
Wait a minute, how did I get in the middle now?
I didn't touch it.
I have no idea.
I didn't do a damn thing. I was pulling up next week's schedule to look over the games before the pick, and I'm like, what the hell happened here?
Well, you couldn't have done that because I would have had to have touched that. I didn't do that. All right, guys, we are about to go into. I just want to make sure I don't forget. There we go. Finally remembered.
Joey with the bubble pop-ups, very nice this week.
I always forget. I think last week I had. I think I might have put it, but it was fucking week 6. We were talking about week 7. All right, let's do this. Let's get through this quick because we're already over an hour. But whatever. Thursday night game. This is going to be a good one, especially with the Packers. I'm glad the Packers beat Washington football team. Because then to go in at 5-2 against a 7-0 team. I'm not saying it would have changed the dynamic of this game, but I think it just makes it more of a better matchup. And this could be a game where the Cardinals finally lose. It could be. It could be. It's hard to go against Rodgers and the Packers, especially since they're 6-0 after that fluke loss in the beginning of the season. But this Arizona team, Jesus Christ, they look really good. And they're playing at home. You know what? I'll go last on this one because I don't know what to think of this one. Juwaan, let's what do you got here? You're the expert here. What do you got?
Putting me under the fire. Did Zach Ertz play this past week?
Yes,
He did. He got a touchdown.
In fact, he actually is the first player ever to score a touchdown in a 1 week period with playing for two different teams.
Yeah, I think that the touchdown he had was like a 47-yard touchdown as well.
Oh yeah, it was a beautiful pass by Kyler.
Yeah,
we haven't really been talking about it. Not us, but I mean the media as a whole. Jair Alexander is taking a step down from his elite status that he was at. He was being talked about amongst Gilmore.
He was.
Ramsey.
You're right. He was.
And I love Jair Alexander.
Jair. Yeah.
But he's taking a step down. And look, it's not going to be easier this week. You get D-Hop.
But as much of a down, and I agree too, but as much as a step down he might have been taken, the Packers defense doesn't look that bad.
No, not at all. Not at all. But this Packers defense in a shootout, I could see giving up 30 to 40.
Oh, of course. I think this Cardinals offense right now, even with Adams and Rodgers on the other end, this is going to be a big matchup, and I think that's why I'm probably going to lean towards the Cardinals in this one because of what they've shown, not only on the offensive side of the ball with Murray and his weapons, with D-Hop and all of them, their defense.
I do want to say this also. I'm picking Arizona to answer your question. I'm picking Arizona. I believe Devontae Adams will have another 200-yard game, but this will be a game that kind of comes down to the wire. Kyler Murray pulls it out. But I do want to throw this really, really quickly. If you're the Cardinals, trade deadline's coming up, go get Brandon Cooks. That's all I'm saying. Go get Brandon Cooks. Texans.
Dude, if they add that weapon to their arsenal, I mean, I hate to say this because we're not even halfway through the season yet, but it would pencil them in Super Bowl. Pencil them in
because Brandon Cooks is the type of guy that makes it so you can't double D-Hop. And if you can't double D-Hop, that's a one-on-one you'll lose 9 times out of 10.
Mike, what do you got?
They are talking Super Bowl fever over here already.
Yeah.
Everybody's got it right now. And then
wait,
they're going to go, like they're talking 17-0 right now. I'm like,
Super Bowl fever. They got Super Bowl fever or COVID?
Joey, YouTube would take us off now for that because we mentioned
so an Arizona boy right here, born and raised. What do you got?
Whoa! Tap the fucking brakes there, homeboy. I have a Brooklyn accent over here.
All right, so what do you got? What do you got, Mike? Arizona?
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Arizona winning. Take Green Bay with the +4 and the over.
All right. I'm also going to go with Arizona.
Do you agree with that little bet?
Say it again.
Arizona to win, but take Green Bay with the +4 and the over.
Yeah. Yes, 100%. Yeah.
I like where Juwaan agrees with me by gambling style.
Yes, I 100% go with you on that. I would take that for sure.
All right.
100%.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
Arizona definitely to win though.
Mike, we're not up today. Oh wait, we almost. My brother won a game ahead of us. We're almost, Mike. We're not there yet. All right, our next one. This one's going to be this is a toss-up, and this one I'm going to also go last because I don't know who to pick this one. Bengals at Jets.
This is a toss-up.
This is hard. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
All right, I'm going Bengals. No Zach Wilson.
That wouldn't have mattered.
I don't honestly think it matters. Yeah, 50 to lose as much as they did by the Patriots, and nothing against the Patriots and Mac Jones, but they got embarrassed. They got embarrassed.
Yeah, we took their man.
What do you got, Mike? Bengals.
Bengals take the -9 and the under.
For sure. If you can get -10, throw -10 in there.
No, Mike, we're not doing games of the week. We're doing our picks. But he does say Colts to upset Titans. So that's our next pick.
I don't know about
Titans at Colts.
Wait, I didn't pick.
I thought you went with the Bengals.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I already got you. I was only fucking around. I thought this was an easy. I mean,
I do want to put Jamar Chase down for 215 yards, though.
that's Jamar Chase is I easily offensive rookie of the year, easily.
I think Jamar Chase might make it so they end splitting it, and he just becomes a rookie of the year for everything. I don't even think there's a rookie defensive player that's playing better than what he is offensively.
Yeah. Not really upset. The line is even now, he's saying. So it
Yeah, I
wouldn't
can
even
see
be
that.
upset.
I can see that. It's a division game, isn't it? No.
Yeah,
Are they in that
it's
division?
division game. The Titans narrowly won the division last year from the Colts, if you remember. Yeah.
Mike, wait. Mike said the line is even.
Yeah, it's even now.
All right, because DraftKings has Tennessee -1.
Okay, so maybe it's just
Well,
it's
FanDuel and DraftKings use different odds, I guess.
Right.
Can I just ask this? Do people see something different in the Colts than what I see? Do we watch two different games?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, don't get me wrong. They had a good game yesterday.
I think Garoppolo just really looked bad last night.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. And Tom Brady saved New England, by the way. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Titans. I get it. I don't know. I don't know what the Colts are. I don't want to look at their. It's tough because you look at a 3-4 team, you look at a 5-2 team, you look at what the Titans, who they're beaten, how they're beating them, especially with their win against the Chiefs. They are playing in Indy, but at the same time, you have to have a lot of trust in Carson Wentz and that offense that the Colts have. I'm not thinking against their defense. Their defense comes to play every now and then. But I gotta go Titans. I don't know if they can handle Derrick Henry. I don't know if they can.
See, that's what makes the Titans so dangerous is that the idea that Ryan Tannehill could have a shitty game, but Derrick Henry just runs for 210 yards is very realistic. Yeah. And that's why I always compare them to that Seattle team in, I think, 2008 with Sean Alexander, because you didn't need Matt Hasselbeck to have a phenomenal game. You just needed Sean Alexander to rush for over 100 yards, and you would be good.
Can the Titans handle Taylor, though?
No. See, that's not what it comes. It doesn't come down to that, in my opinion. Okay. It comes down to, if this becomes a shootout, can Carson Wentz enter and succeed in a shootout against Ryan Tannehill? And I think that answer is usually unequivocally no.
Well, also don't forget, we're talking about how bad and how broken the Chiefs defense looks as of late. They did hold. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a lot. 88 yards is still a good amount for most halfbacks, but they held Henry to 88 yards. So they were able to contain him for the most part. I'm not saying Henry's going to be able to be contained back-to-back weeks, but that's the point, because it's basically pick your poison when it comes to the Titans. It's either with Tannehill in the air, A.J. Brown, not to be confused with Hollywood Brown, and the other weapons that he has along with Derrick Henry. And if that defense can do what they did to the Kansas City Chiefs, although the Chiefs don't really have much of a ground attack, it's mostly Mahomes in the air. But yeah, I mean, I do understand where Mike's coming from with Taylor, and that could also be a factor too. But I'm in agreement with you. I don't know if Carson Wentz has it to go toe to toe in a shootout and come out victorious. I don't. So, and that was a fucking sloppy game. That was a sloppy game that the Colts played last night.
That was who can play worse.
I mean, the weather. It was really bad. It was just a shitty weather. It was horrible.
Wait,
so,
were they in San Francisco?
I believe so.
Then that's no excuse.
That storm that came through last night over there, that came in from the Seattle area. It's actually supposed to be sweeping us up north.
I always say this.
But yeah, that was a bad storm that came through.
If you have a bad storm, right? Like let's say you're playing in Foxborough and it snows really bad.
Yeah.
Right? I would have never given Brady an excuse for playing bad in the snow. It's Boston. It snows there often. You should know what the snow does. So to me, if you're in San Fran, Jimmy's been there for a while. I assume it's rained pretty bad before.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like you know where you play. Now, if this was an away game and all of a sudden it's snowing and you're not used to it because you're in a dome or whatever, sure.
Like if you're playing in Green Bay.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
In January.
I'll give you that. Sure. I'll give you that. But in your home arena, It's raining? You tell me it's never rained when you've played before?
You play 8 games a year over there. You should know.
Right.
Juwaan's
But the
100%
amount
right
of
on that
drop
one, Joey.
passes, you had a lot of dropped interceptions. I mean, the ball was just too slick. It was very slick.
And let me just say this. I've never played football a day in my life. So I'm not saying, oh, just catch it. It's super easy. I'm just saying weather conditions is something you prepare for. Bill Belichick says all the time, he takes a hose and wets the ball as they play.
His hose.
Right.
That's what I heard. I heard it's his hose.
It's his personal one. It's even inscribed BB on it.
Wet balls, deflated balls.
But
balls.
what I don't have, guys, is what are your picks for this game? Is it Titans or Colts?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I made it very clear. Titans.
Okay.
By the largest margin you can come up with.
Mike.
I'm going to take the Titans. I'll probably play the money line on it. I'll probably avoid the points.
Okay. The Rams at Texans. I'm gonna go Rams. I know the Texans are 1-6, and they've actually played some good games defensively.
When's the trade deadline?
Trade deadline, I think, is coming up. Is it this week or next week?
Because if it's this week and they make the trade for Tua, that's a little bit more appealing to me.
Over Mills?
Right. But if it's not this week and it's the following week, I'm going to go with the Rams.
I honestly don't think.
The trade deadline is November 2nd, so not this.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
Yeah, next week. Okay. Then, I apologize. I'm going with the Rams.
I'm on my game, guys.
You really think, honestly, let's pretend that the trade deadline just happened yesterday and they got Tua. And now Deshaun Watson's either in Miami or whatever. You really think that make a difference between beating the Rams?
I think Tua is a better quarterback than Davis.
No, I agree. I know, but can the Texans defense slow down that offense?
No, but do I think Tua can maybe put up some points to make that game interesting enough to maybe sneak something in? For sure.
I mean, even Mills had a good game at one point. Where he had that 4-touchdown game. So I get it.
But if they but let's say they make the trade this week for Tua can't play until next week anyway.
Yeah.
Why?
They don't normally. I don't think they could.
They don't. No. You don't play the first week that you get traded. You play the next week.
That's not true.
I thought that was.
With two trades already. Ertz was traded for the week.
No. Ertz only couldn't play because he had played the game Sunday. So you can't play Sunday and Thursday.
Oh, it was a game within the same week. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's the same. All right, that's the rule. Okay. Sorry, Juwaan. I didn't know.
I'm like, if
I had
Stephon Gilmore today and you tell me he couldn't play Sunday, I would
tell you that makes sense.
That doesn't make any sense. Why
does make sense. Now that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why I thought
if I'm wrong, I apologize. To me, that doesn't make any sense. Because why would there be a trade deadline if I can't play him the week that I get him? Because to me, I feel like if the Dolphins trade for Deshaun Watson, he's playing.
I still say that's a bad trade.
He's playing next Sunday. That's for sure.
I thought he can't play.
Why can't he play?
The league suspended him because of the legal issues.
No, the league has not done anything to Deshaun. He's eligible to play. He just refuses to play for the Texans.
Oh, I thought he was suspended while the investigation was going.
No, they can't do that.
Right.
Because what if he settles all this out of court? You suspended him for what?
Yeah.
So
they could still do that. They actually can, though, and they've even said it. The league, even if he's found either not guilty. No, Mike, I know he's not suspended, but he's just been. Even Mike says he's not suspended.
Right.
But they've already said, though, even if everything gets cleared up, the league can actually, within their own investigation, decide
100%.
to.
That's what happened with Ray Rice.
Yeah.
He had the wife didn't go forward with the charges, but the
they
NFL,
still,
because of the video, decided to. But again, if this settles, which means this becomes a closed case, right? Those allegations then go away. So if you're the league, you're punishing him for what?
But if the legal thing doesn't go away, though, then Miami has a wasted fucking trade with a guy they'll never use because he'll go to jail.
No, I told you he's 25. If he has to serve 3 years, he's still coming back in his prime. That's still worth it.
It's
'Cause you're
Deshaun
not
Watson.
You're not worse off. Think about this. Think about what you're doing right now with Tua. And then think about what you could do with a worse quarterback than Tua. You could only be right about where you are now. Think about that. You could only be right about where you are now. So all I'm saying is, I told you before, it's worth the risk. Now, if they're talking about 10 to 20 years, then of course, like, duh, it was a waste. And I think there's a way to avoid that trade.
Give him life. That's it. You're done.
Right. I think there's a way they get compensation if he has to serve like a really long time in jail.
Gotcha.
Like a draft pick or something. But hell, they might get lucky. Texans might go, I'll take your draft picks. I don't want Tua. Like, you can keep him. If that's the case, then you're good. If you're the Dolphins, you're good. So, but I make this trade every day of the week until I find out what his legal status is, and that's not going to be for a while.
Juwaan, every day of the week, twice on Sunday?
Twice. If I could make it 4 times on a Sunday, I would make that trade.
Boy, how do you guys feel about the Steelers at Browns, though?
But wait a minute, though. Am I allowed to give my pick for the Rams and Texans?
You pick the Rams. Come on.
Rams,
Come on, dude.
Rams and take the 14.5.
All right. Steelers at Browns.
Browns.
Is Baker out still or no?
Baker could be out. The whole kitchen could be out, and I'd still take the Browns over the Steelers. I have no faith in the Steelers. None.
I don't know. I see what you're saying. I do, and they are playing at Cleveland, in case you guys are wondering. But I don't know what these Browns are anymore now. Because at one point I thought the Browns were, okay, they're good or whatever. But I'm going to actually go. I'm going to surprise you guys. I'm actually going to go Steelers on this one. I know the Steelers haven't really proven much either. I think the Browns are the better team. Roethlisberger, I think this is his last year. I'm assuming. I think he hangs it up after this year. I'm gonna go Steelers.
I hope he hangs it up. It's really tough watching this. It's like watching a boxer that won't go down, but clearly he's dead. It's like, well, dude, you got to go down. Like, this is just hard to watch. Please stop.
Mike, what do you got?
Is Baker definitely not playing?
Yeah, I'm almost positive. You know what? I shouldn't say that. I don't even fucking know.
I thought he said last week that it was only a 1-game miss. He was
a 1-game miss? All right.
I thought that's what he said. So if he didn't play yesterday.
What made him miss it, though? Is that's still the same shoulder?
I think it was the shoulder, yeah.
Yeah, but it's his non-throwing shoulder.
Yeah, I know it's his non-throwing shoulder. I know that.
Because I know he was saying he was hoping to put it off to the offseason.
What about Chubb, though? Chubb's still out, isn't he?
Still would take the Browns.
All right, Mike, what are you doing?
I'm going to go Pittsburgh, and I'll probably play the money line.
Okay.
Because 3.5, I don't know. I mean, maybe I would take Pittsburgh with the 3.5 and the money line.
All right. We got Eagles at the 0-7 Lions. Lions, again, played the Rams well. And some of the losses that the Lions had, it could have went either way. So I think they're way better than that 0-7. What do you call it?
They are. They definitely are better than what they look like.
They're better than that 0-7 record dictates. But Jalen Hurts and the Eagles,
Dude, they got their head bashed in yesterday.
They did. They looked you know what? I think Detroit gets their first win. They're playing at home, and Goff and company, basically, they did show that they can play the Rams. Even with that offense, they play them close. They play them well.
I agree.
I'm going to go Lions. They got to win one. They can't go. They're not going to go 0-17. I think if they're going to win one, I think this 2-5 Eagles team, because they're not the Eagles I thought they were going to be. They're not.
I think, you know what, Joey, I'll double that. I'll say Detroit. Take the 3.5 and play the money line too while you're at it.
Because I mean, look, don't get me wrong. Jalen is Jalen, but at the same time, it's that Eagles team as a whole. I don't trust. So I don't know what we're gonna get. I'm gonna go with Lions. All right, Juwaan, what do you got?
Since you guys are going Lions, I'm going with the Eagles.
All right, you're not gonna go Motown?
Nope.
Come on, let's play some old Motown music.
I'm going against the grain.
But Detroit's Motor City. I think Philadelphia's Motown.
No. Motor City and Motown is Detroit. Okay. Motown Records is in Detroit, and the Motor City is because the car factories are there.
Didn't Boyz II Men say in one of their songs Motown Philly? Motown, Philly.
Motown, Philly. It's a combination of Motown and Detroit with them being from Philly.
Okay. All right.
Motown
Calm down.
sound with
You
a
don't have
Philly
to yell
beat.
at me. I originally said Motown and I said Detroit. So I just wanted to make sure that when I said it, I wasn't being ignorant.
Right,
and I was
right,
actually
right.
correct.
Boyz II Men, ABC, BBD, the East Coast
Okay.
family.
There we go. There we go. All right. So me and Mike are going Motown and Juwan's going to go Phillies.
Yes, sir.
With the Eagles. All right. 49ers at Bears. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, they got their ass handed to them. Granted they played the Bucks, but that offense looked completely lost for the Bears. But I mean, the 49ers on the other hand too. I mean, they're playing in Chicago. They're 3-4. I don't know which Bears team we're going to get.
And what Niners team are you going to get?
Yeah, I mean,
is Trey Lance going to start now because Garoppolo looked its bad this week? I mean,
Garoppolo turned the ball over way too many times. Way too many times. And granted, the weather was slick. I get it, but I'm going to go Bears. I'm going to go Bears at home. I'm taking Bears. It's tough. It really is because this is a game I would not touch. But I'm going to go Bears. What do you got, Mike?
I wouldn't even bet this game, but I'll take the Bears.
Okay.
Just because they're home.
I'm going to go Bears.
Okay.
The Bears.
All right, let's move along. You got the 3-4 Panthers versus the 3-3 Falcons. Falcons surprised. They came back. My brother, it was one of the games that my brother needed because he picked the Falcons. And, he played obviously the Dolphins, and the Dolphins had the lead, and Matt Ryan, showed, all right, this is me. I'm Matt Ryan, former MVP. I'm gonna drive this, drive the team down the field, and we're gonna kick a game-winning field goal, and they did. And they are playing at home. And the Panthers, I feel like, are going in the opposite direction. They started 3-0. They started 3-0, and they have lost their last 4. They're now 3-4.
Now I know they won't do this because they're too prideful. But you just got Gilmore, right?
Okay.
Lockdown defender. I think if you want to actually make a run, you go and sign Cam. You can't do this with Sam Darnold. You just can't. You go and get Cam, and then you play out this season, right? And then you reevaluate life.
Okay.
But if you want to win, like actually win, go back, sign Cam. You got Gilmore. I'm not sure if Gilmore plays this week. If he does, I'm for sure taking Carolina.
Okay.
He'll shut down. What is it? Pitts? Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be a tall order, but yeah, I get it.
He'll shut down Pitts 100%.
Yeah. Kyle Pitts is another one that's I'm not saying I still think Jamar Chase takes it, but Kyle Pitts can also be in that conversation for
Kyle Pitts. I know Kyle Pitts is just like, damn, y'all couldn't take a quarterback and let me go somewhere where they're winning.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, but he's their bright spot right now on that team.
That's it. That's why I said if Gilmore plays, he takes Pitts. And if he takes Pitts is not in the game.
All right. So with that being said, because I don't know if Gilmore is going to be playing or not, and right now Darnold is their quarterback, and if it's not going to be Darnold, it's going to be Walker. So I don't think either of them are the answer. It sucks because at one point in the season I was praising Darnold. I said, you know what? It proves now, finally, it proves what I've been saying for years that Darnold wasn't your issue. I still think he wasn't your issues in the Jets. The Jets have way more deeper issues than the quarterback, obviously, especially with Zach Wilson and what he's doing. I'm going to go Falcons. I am. They're in Atlanta. As I said, Kyle Pitts, Matt Ryan is still Matt Ryan sometimes. I'm going to go Falcons.
Okay.
What do you boys got?
Carolina.
Mike?
I'm going to go with Atlanta.
Okay.
Because we don't know what McCaffrey is. We don't know what's going on with him. Donald, like I said, God, he looks terrible.
Really bad.
I mean, even if you get this guy Gilmore, like you said, Juwaan, I don't think that's going to help matters unless. I mean, would they sign Cam? Cam
would want to play. I would assume if it was up to Cam.
But is Cam going to be? But is Cam going to be ready? I mean, would he be allowed to play this week?
Oh no! Not as short as this week. I'm just saying that you should go and sign Cam. So you let this week play out. You see what Darnold can do, right? If he struggles again, the struggles aren't going to just disappear.
Right.
It seems like that's just who he is this year. Go get Cam, right? And then you play out the season and see what you can do. Bringing in Gilmore is huge. That defense was playing really good football, but it's starting to look more like it was mainly who they were playing and less about that this defense, is something that you should take seriously. So,
Right. Yeah, I would take Atlanta, but I wouldn't bet the game though.
Fair.
All right. What do you guys feel about Bills, Dolphins at Bills? So they're playing at Bills.
I think.
I mean, I already put Bills. I don't know what you guys.
By 100. Has anyone ever dropped 100 points in a game? No, right? That's just Madden.
It's
Okay.
it's gonna happen. Madden. It's gonna happen next week.
Bills, yeah, Bills might do it.
Bills
Here's a tough one.
Bills in your safe with the 13.5.
Here's a tougher one now.
13.5?
As of right now, 13.5.
Here's a tougher one.
Jeez.
Juwaan, this is going to be sensitive for you. Who do you go for now? You got Patriots at Chargers.
Nope. Skip me. I'm not picking. Nope.
I'm picking Chargers because they're home. I am. It's tough. The Patriots, again, it was against the Jets, but they did put up 54 points. I do like Mac Jones. I feel like it's hard to pick against the Chargers right now. It really is.
Also, watch this, Joe. Keep an eye out for this. Hunter Henry has a touchdown in each of his last 4 games, and this is a homecoming.
Homecoming for Hunter Henry.
He's going to be looking to show out in this game.
That is true. Yeah, you're right.
Wait a minute, Hunter Henry's on what? The
New England?
Yeah, he was the tight end for the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still all right. So I'm going to go Chargers. Mike, what do you got?
This is tough. I'm going to say, look, I love me some Justin Herbert, but I also am a big advocate for Mac Jones.
Okay.
I'm torn like Juwaan is. I'm going to go with the Chargers because they're home, but if betting New England plus the 5.5 is a nice spread over there. So Chargers, but I've got to get the points.
Okay.
Now I'll say this, Joe, for your fans out there, keep this in mind. New England obliterated the Chargers last year with Cam Newton at quarterback with a less talented team. They have more talent this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're struggling. So just keep in mind that Bill last year had Herbert's number. They only had 7 points, and I think New England dropped like 35. It was a defensive just mud hole. And they were able to beat the Chargers. This year, better talent, but they're struggling with it. So can Herbert take advantage of that? That's what's to be seen. Because Keenan Allen's gonna have a field day.
So you're going Patriots then.
I'm going. You will not hear a pick come out of my mouth.
I'm gonna put you down for Pats.
Please don't put me down for anything. It'll change me either way.
Just put him down for the Pats. He's a Patriots fan.
All right, Jaguars at Seattle.
Oh, jeez. I almost said Seattle by a landslide, but
I almost did too, but I don't know. I
would you believe if I said Seattle is home and only 3.5 point favorite?
Yeah,
I do believe it.
No Russell Wilson.
No Russell Wilson.
I would make it a lot closer than that.
But I don't feel confident in the Jaguars though.
I do. I'm picking Jags.
You're gonna go Jags?
I'm going Jags.
All right.
You know what? I'm gonna go Jags. I might even take the money line on this one, plus 155.
I'm going Jags. So all 3 of us are going Jags?
Yeah.
All right. Washington at Denver. Washington surprising 2-5. I was not expecting that. And their defense is not showing. The defense is not showing what they did last year. But again, I don't know. They're playing in Mile High. They're playing in Denver. What do you got, Mike?
Denver is completely off the fucking rails right now. I would say Washington, and I would take the under in this game.
Okay.
Washington and Denver, right?
Yeah.
And Teddy's playing?
I believe so.
Yes, he is.
I'm going
unless they make a trade.
I'm going Washington football team as well. I'm surprised that they're 2-5, to be honest with you. I really am.
Heineke's been playing really well.
Yeah.
Really
Just
well.
their defense isn't.
It's not good. And Vaughn just had a big scare too.
Did you see that freaking? Did you see that freaking thumb to the eye Chase Young got yesterday?
No.
They showed him on the sideline. His freaking eye was all like a freaking swelling over there.
That's legit the
Nice.
only way to stop Chase Young. I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd probably always hike, bow, bow,
Boom.
bow.
So are we all picking Washington football team or no?
No, Denver.
You're going to go Denver?
Yep. Love
But
me
I would
some
definitely
Denver.
take the under in this game, 43.5 as of right now.
Bucks at Saints. I'm going Bucks. I'm going to go Bucks.
Really don't want to root for the Bucks.
I know.
Shit. You know what? No. Saints.
Nice. Mike, your Bucks?
This is a thing, and they mentioned this yesterday. I was listening to one of the things, I forgot what I was listening to, which whoever podcast it was. When the team that plays the Bucks the week prior lose really bad. So if you want to take Seattle tonight, you should. But then when they play the Bucks the next week, that's when they play good. But you know what? Fucking Brady. Give me the Bucks in the over 51 right now. I mean, I think between the two teams, I think 51 is a good number right now to take for the over.
All right. Cowboys at Vikings.
Cowboys easily.
Yeah.
Whatever the spread is, multiply it.
2.5.
Multiply it times 10, and I'll take the Cowboys.
I think the boys are going to win.
I hate to say it, I'll take the Cowboys with the 2.5, and I'll probably play the money line on the Cowboys.
You guys might not also like this though. I checked out their schedule. They might only lose 2 games.
Yeah, no, we've said that.
Yeah, we already went through that last week.
Yeah,
they might go 15-2.
They might. Yeah.
Or
14-3.
14-3 we said. I'm sorry. We said 14-3.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I want to live in America if the Cowboys win a Super Bowl.
We're with you on that. All right, now we're up to the very last one. I actually have to go move my car for alternate side, so we're gonna speed this up really quick. This is game of the week. This is it. This is Monday Night Football. This is prime time right here. We got the Giants at the Chiefs. Game of the week. Who you got? I'm gonna go G-Men. I'm gonna ride high on this win, baby. I'm picking the Giants. I'm going all in on the Giants. I don't know if these guys are out again, though, for the following week. I hope we at least get somebody back. I hope somebody comes back to bolster this offense. It doesn't need to be Saquon, but somebody comes back and help this offense because Jones needs another piece. But I'm going to go Giants. I hope their defense can hold Mahomes and the Chiefs and maybe get a playbook from what the other teams that beat them did. So I don't know. What do you guys got?
I'm going, since I believe New England will lose this upcoming week. I want you to lose too, so I'm going Chiefs.
Damn it. Damn it.
No one gets to be happy if I'm not.
All right. Mike, who are you going? Are you going to pick your boys or are you going to go with the Chiefs? Now, how many times have we said this? There's no way the Chiefs have back-to-back losses. There's no way the Mahomes and then company aren't going to come out firing.
Pretty often this year.
Yeah. Let me tell you this. After what I saw yesterday and what the Giants did up against Carolina's defense, Kansas City with no defense, give me the Giants, take the 10.5, and I'll even go as far as take the money line right now on the Giants plus 350.
Okay, I'll take it. You know what? I just put all my bets. I put all my bets in just now. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it. All right, guys, we are going to wrap up. I do have to go move my car for tomorrow's alternate side, but I do want to thank my guests, Juwaan and Mike, as always. And as always, your info is in the description for this.
Orange Cassidy, thumbs up.
You got it. So, guys, Mike and Juwaan's YouTube links are in the description if you want to go check out their channels.
Are you remember me this time? Thank you.
Yeah, I did. And I know Mike also, Mike's been doing something with the previous Survivor Series where they do a watch along. So if you guys are interested in that, they just did the 1987. But you just did the Team Andre versus Team Hogan, right?
Yeah. Me and James are just taking one particular match. So
Yeah.
it was
not gonna watch
one.
You're not going to watch a 4-hour.
No, we're not going to watch a 3-hour pay-per-view. So
Yeah.
we did 1987 Team Hogan versus Team Andre. This coming Saturday, 12 o'clock Eastern, we're going to do the 1990s Survivor Series, the debut of the dead man, the Phenom, The Undertaker.
I see that. Yeah. All right. So you guys go ahead. If you're interested in that and you want to watch that, go follow Mike. And as I said, and I guess he got booted or something, but Juwaan also has his YouTube channel in the description. So go and check that out. Give him some love. I want to thank my brother for commenting. Thank you. I appreciate the support. And for all of you at home who do watch, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to touch this game. Yeah, I told him not to. I told him to stay away from tonight's game. That being said, see you next week for Monday Morning Quarterback. Thanks for joining.
Bye, everybody.